On June 23rd, the World Zone TVZ reported that Iran had launched a barrage of ballistic missiles targeting Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar, home to the forward headquarters of U.S. Central Command, CENTCOM. As the missiles closed in, only a small group of U.S. soldiers remained. They were the operators of the Patriot air defense system, tasked with a life-or-death mission: interception. Among them, the youngest was just 21 years old. General Dan Ken, chairman of the U.S. Joint Chiefs of Staff, confirmed, "This is the largest single-event missile launch the U.S. military has ever faced." Earlier, 7 U.S. B-2 stealth bombers launched a mission called Midnight Hammer, striking 2 of Iran's key nuclear facilities, Fordo and Natanz. In this operation, the U.S. deployed a total of 14 GBU-57 bunker-buster bombs, each weighing 13.6 tons, designed to penetrate deep underground fortified structures. This was one of the largest attacks ever carried out against Iran's nuclear program. Immediately after the strike, Tehran declared, "We cannot remain silent." And just hours later, Iran began its retaliation. Despite receiving early warning signals from satellites and long-range radar, the Pentagon only had time to evacuate most of its personnel from the base. 2 Patriot air defense units were left behind, with a single mission: intercept at all costs. The soldiers knew they had exactly 120 seconds to live or to die. The Middle Eastern sky was burning hot. Iranian missiles could strike at any moment, but they didn't leave their posts. They stood and pressed the button. One by one, Patriot missiles roared from their launchers, tearing through the night sky. General Ken, commander of the operation, declined to reveal details. But he said one thing: this may very well be the largest deployment of the Patriot system in U.S. military history. All of Iran's missiles were intercepted. Not a single one broke through the defense line. There were no casualties. A flawless victory, but also a warning that full-scale war was only a few heartbeats away. In parallel with the U.S. strike, Israel launched Operation Rising Lion, one of the largest military campaigns against Iran in decades. According to the Israeli Defense Forces (IDF), 11 Iranian nuclear scientists were killed. 30 senior security officials, including 3 top commanders, were taken out. 200 missile launchers destroyed, nearly half of Iran's strategic missile capacity. 900 targets hit within just 72 hours. Israel declared, "We've stopped the production of thousands of new missiles before they ever left the factory floor." Prime Minister Netanyahu called it an unprecedented victory and publicly thanked former President Donald Trump for the most extraordinary military coordination in the history of our two nations. In contrast, Iran claimed victory in what it called a historic confrontation. President Masoud Pezeshkian told international media, "Thanks to brave resistance and unbreakable will, we have secured a historic ceasefire after 12 days of fierce conflict." Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei also broke his silence for the first time since the ceasefire was announced. He declared firmly, "We delivered a hard slap to the face of the United States. Israel may intercept some missiles, but not all. And they know it." According to Tehran officials, forcing both the U.S. and Israel to accept a ceasefire, while Iran retains most of its strategic missile forces, is proof of the true deterrent power of the Islamic Republic. Just one day after the ceasefire, Iran unexpectedly launched a K-bomb missile at the city of BC3 in southern Israel. The warhead tore through a high-rise apartment building, killing 4 people, even though they were sheltering in a fortified bunker. The total number of casualties in Israel has now risen to 28. The Israeli president, visibly outraged, called the K-bomb one of the monster weapons in Tehran's arsenal, and warned that if the ceasefire is broken again, it will be civilians who pay the ultimate price. International observers once again emphasize Iran will never abandon its nuclear program, because for Tehran, it is not just a defense strategy, it is a symbol, a red line that cannot be crossed. To understand this, we have to go back to 1953, when the US and the UK orchestrated a coup to overthrow Prime Minister Mohammad Mossadegh, the man who dared to nationalize Iran's oil industry. That coup crushed a fledgling democracy and planted deep mistrust of the West in the hearts of the Iranian people. Out of that wound, the 1979 Islamic Revolution erupted. And ever since, Iran's nuclear program has been more than a tool. It is a symbol of sovereignty, of national pride. Whether under conservative or reformist leadership, Iran's position remains unchanged. Uranium enrichment is a national right, not up for negotiation. Both Israel and Iran have declared victory. But the world knows this conflict is far from over. It has only paused to prepare for the next chapter, one that is bigger and far more dangerous.